Welcome to Pemberley Farm. Well, this morning we're not in the old farmhouse, we're in my house. And so what we're doing today is something that Ashley and I do periodically, and we're going to start doing it like twice a month. I have basically the empty nest as far as in my house. Now, Ashley and her family actually live on the farm, but not in the house with us. But so we can't eat large meals, and it's hard for me as an old Southern lady to not cook a mountain of food. And so what we've started doing is doing that on purpose, cooking a lot of food and then dividing it up into portions for my husband and I, and then we freeze it. And that way, when we've been out working on the farm, or we've had to go to town, or just, it's just been one of those days. You ever have one of those days? Well, I think we all do. And so sometimes you just don't think you can cook. And so this is a great way to have really fast food that you know is healthy. So what we do, and I will tell you this, I don't know if any of you that have been around a while notice that I've lost a little bit of weight. I've lost 53 pounds. And that, I can tell you that it has changed my life. It has truly changed my life. You wouldn't think just 53 pounds would have changed your life. And I have more to lose, and so, we're still working on that. But I don't want to call it a program or a diet or anything like that, but the life change that I made, and let me preface this, I am not an affiliate. I'm just a person that loves this eating lifestyle. And I just wanted to share it with you in case you struggle like I have my whole life with weight. I've been up and down and up and down. Well, last year I guess I got on Trim Healthy Mama. And I have, these are the cookbooks. I'll show them to you in a minute. And this is the way that we eat. Now, when we go out and they don't have Trim Healthy Mama style food, I just choose the best I can. I will admit at Christmas I was a bad girl, and I can tell you that my body knew it. I didn't gain any weight, but the way my body felt, I really knew how bad that had been around Christmas time. So the reason that I wanted to start this, let me tell you this, because I'm 73 and I know that there are some older ladies that watch us, is I did not want my family to have to care for me because I was so heavy that I could not function properly. And that was a real concern of mine. I just did not want that to happen. I didn't want to be disabled at what I think is a fairly young age at 73. I don't feel 73 in my mind. Now sometimes my body says, "Are you kidding me?" But overall I feel much better than I have for decades. I will just tell you that. The inflammation in my body is the difference in that is just amazing. And it's all attributed, I believe, to these two godly women who came up with this way of eating, this lifestyle. Now, even if I mess up on a day and we go out to eat somewhere and I can't make a really good choice, when I come home, I still eat this. My husband likes the food that I fix. It's not rabbit food. It's not carnivore. It's a good blend of protein heavy, but maybe moving towards like keto a little bit, I think. So anyway, I want you to check it out if you would like to. If you're like me and you wanted to just be healthier in your life, and you wanted to feel better, you wanted your body not to ache and feel worse in the morning than when you went to bed at night because of the inflammation in your body, this is a great lifestyle change for you. So let me just show you. Pearl Barrett and Serene Allison are two young women to me, because even though one of them's in her 50s, that she's young to me. And they wrote the Trim Healthy Mama cookbook. This is Trim Healthy Table. I will tell you the one that I started with, and it's the Trim Healthy Starter, because it's simple. It goes over what they believe and the way you should eat according to the way they believe, and according to, I've proved it out that it's an excellent way to eat. So the starter book to me is a great, and I'll put a picture up again. We will link in the description the links to these in Amazon. Now, we are an Amazon affiliate. I'm not a Trim Healthy Mama affiliate, but we are an Amazon affiliate, and we will get a small amount if you purchase through our link, but it does not cost you any more. So anyway, so that's what we're doing today. Like I say, my husband likes all the food. If there's something that we're like, we don't necessarily have to do that one again. You see, there are hundreds and hundreds of recipes to continue to try. And there's only been, I think, one that we didn't particularly care for. It wasn't bad, it just was not something that we cared for. And so there's so much to choose from. It's not complicated. I used to think it was so complicated I couldn't understand parts of it. But once you study it, and like I say, the starter book is a good place to start, it became okay. So I don't want to get too long-winded, but I'm prone to do that. But we're going to start today, and I will tell you that we're making the first thing that we're going to start out making today is what my family always called Irish stew. Now, Irish stew, I don't know if this is the official name of it. I just know my grandmother and my mother always called it Irish stew, so I call it Irish stew. You could just call it beef stew because it's just beef. And by the way, all of our beef, we raise all our own beef, we raise all our own pork and all our own chicken. And so in all of the things that we make today, we're making the Irish stew, we're making a chili called Save My Sanity chili, a chicken dish with chicken breast called chicken lazone that is to die for, a cowboy grub, which is kind of like a taco, a Mexican dish. It's kind of a Mexican dish. And then we're getting to the sweet stuff, which is not sweetened with sugar, is pecan baked pancakes, which are absolutely delicious, and something called poodle doodles, which are also delicious. So those are the things we're going to make today, and hopefully we're kind of getting a late start, but hopefully we can get some of it made and we can show you some pictures of it. But that's what we're doing today because, like I said, we want to freeze. I freeze it in 32-ounce containers, and we put it in the freezer, and so I can just take out of the freezer when I don't have time to start cooking from scratch. And the Save My Sanity chili, there's a lot of it. The only thing that the meat that we're using today that we didn't raise is the ground turkey. And we don't raise turkeys anymore, and so I buy the leanest ground turkey that I can get. And so that's it, and we're doing like a big pot of it. That's why we have this is my smallest stock pot. I've got one that's like a 5-gallon stock pot. But this is the smallest stock pot, and that's what we're going to use for that. We're going to cook our beef stew in this. And so that's where we're headed. So hang around and watch us do I wouldn't call it a mega batch cooking. It's just a large batch for 2 people that then we will divide and have for later. All right, I need to clarify before we start chopping. As I called it kind of like keto, but it's not keto. It's an anti-inflammatory way of eating that separates fuel sources. Fuel being fats and healthy carbs, not empty calorie carbs, but healthy carbs and fats. And so I just wanted to clarify that, and so that because it's really not keto, because you do eat carbs, but you eat very healthy carbs, and if you have a high fat meal, you don't eat a lot of carbs with it. So anyway, read the book. Okay, we've got everything ready. We've got our stew meat in the pot, and it's going to cook a little bit. I always let my stew meat cook just a little bit before I start adding my vegetables in, because especially potatoes don't take that long to cook, and it takes the meat a little bit longer, and so I want the meat really tender, and so I let the meat cook a little bit before I add the vegetables. The next thing I'll add is actually the onions, and then the carrots, and lastly the potatoes. And so we'll also add tomatoes and salt and pepper, and we use real salt. I'll link that in our Amazon thing below. And so this is all there is to it. It's a very simple dish. We canned the tomatoes. Now we did not grow this. We don't have any of that left anywhere. So anyway, you'll notice that these are the golden potatoes. The way I eat, if you're going to eat a potato, you're better off to have either a sweet potato or a gold potato, not a white potato. So anyway, so that's what we're doing. And when it's all done, this is just real simple. Like I said, simple recipe, yummy on a cold day, because I'll tell you, even though you can tell the sun is really shining bright here, it was 20 degrees this morning in Florida. So we have had some crazy weather. You know, it snowed like inches last year. You can go back and look at video that we did of that. And then it has snowed twice this year. Now, not where it accumulated, but it definitely snowed. And so it's been a little crazy here for Florida, you know. So anyway, this is a good dish to have to eat on a cold day. All right, it's several hours later now, and we have finished. We'll get the camera up, and so you can see all the food in just a minute. But our beef stew is done, our Irish stew, our cowboy grub is done, and the Save My Sanity chili, we decided instead of putting it in the crock pot, it filled up the Ninja Foodi. We got it on slow cooker. And so it'll be done about 5 o'clock this evening, which is fine. And the pecan baked pancake is in the oven. We'll show you that. But because we're going to end with showing you these things, there's a couple of things we didn't get to. Things took us a little longer. The poodle doodles we didn't get to, but we'll do those another day. But everything just took a little bit longer than what we thought it would. So anyway, I know this is a different video for us, and there's no real recipes except for the beef stew, and you saw how we did that, and it's just easy, and we just let it slow cook on the stove, or you could even put it in a crock pot, and like I say, it turns out really yummy. But thank you for coming along and watching our videos, and if you are new here, please subscribe, like our videos, and please don't forget to share, and also check us out on Facebook. We're Pemberley Farm Homestead, and there's some exciting things going to be coming up for us this year, and in a week or so we'll do a video about that. But just stay tuned for some exciting things that are going on, and then we've got some kind of sad news about some things too, that there'll be a video up soon about that. So just keep coming back. When you subscribe, hit the little bell so that you're notified that we've put a video up. And we'll put up at least once a week, and as we move forward, we probably will maybe at least do 2 a week in a little while. So anyway, thank you. Stay warm because it's cold here, and God bless you from Pemberley Farm.